Alright, today we are diving deep into the evolution of Zatanna Zatara from Justice League Dark. And we're going to look at it through this really cool lens, what I like to call the parable of the mirror and the echo. We're going to see how a hero who starts out just defined by her reflection transforms into a force that literally reshapes reality itself.
And this, right here, is the question that sits at the very heart of Zatanna's entire journey. See, it's not really about her fighting monsters on the outside. It's all about her confronting this immense, frankly terrifying power that she keeps locked away inside. And that internal struggle, that's what makes her story so compelling.
So, to really get a handle on Zatanna's whole arc, we've got to start at the beginning. Because when we first meet her, she's not this all-powerful sorceress. She's a stage magician. And that distinction, well, that changes everything.
This really lays it all out, doesn't it? The two sides of who she is. On one hand, you have the stage performer. That's all about safety, control. It's a scripted illusion for an audience. But on the other hand, there's the true sorceress. And that is raw, untamed, reality-bending power. The thing is, at the start of her story, she is always choosing the illusion.
You know, this whole stage act, it's way more than just a gig. It's a cage. A cage she's carefully built for herself. It's her way of containing a power that absolutely terrifies her, projecting this image of comfortable control to the world, and maybe more importantly, to herself.
So this prison she's in, it's really built on two core concepts that kind of define her limitations at the start of the movie: the mirror and the echo. Okay, so first, we've got the mirror. This is her public face, right? It's basically a shield that reflects this simple, safe version of herself back to the world. Her magic isn't presented as real, dangerous power. It's just fun parlor tricks, all designed to get the approval of the crowd.
And then you have the echo, her magic, that backward speech taught to her by her father Giovanni Zatara. It's not really hers. It's just a repetition, a hesitant echo of his legacy. She's playing the part of a daughter inheriting a burden, not a sorceress claiming her own incredible birthright.
But here's the thing. An illusion like that, it was never going to last. Sooner or later, when real, world-ending threats show up, that comfortable little stage she's built for herself just starts to crumble.
This quote gets to the absolute heart of her deepest fear. It's not the demons on the outside she's truly afraid of. It's the abyss inside her. She is terrified that if she truly lets go, if she unleashes her full, raw power, it could completely wipe away her humanity, leaving nothing but a monster in its place.
So, what finally pushes her over the edge? Well, it's a perfect storm, really. First, the Justice League, Earth's mightiest heroes, are totally helpless. Then, her safe little parlor tricks are exposed as completely useless against real magic. And then, John Constantine waltzes back into her life, basically laughing at what he sees as a colossal waste of potential. The mirror just shatters.
And that collapse? It forces this huge shift in her entire worldview. Zatanna has to move from a place of fear and submission to one of absolute command. And that means she has to rewrite the very rules of her own reality.
A great way to think about this is through this idea of a slave morality versus a master morality. As the performer, she lived by a slave morality. She valued safety, humility, and always seeking the approval of others. But to survive, she has to adopt a master morality, where she defines her own values, where her own power is what matters most. She has to shatter those chains of fear and approval.
And her backward magic? It's the perfect symbol for this entire transformation. Think of the word, or the logos, as the source code that creates reality. By speaking it backward, Zatanna is basically uncreating it. She's dismantling the established order, syllable by syllable, just so she can rebuild it on her own terms.
And all of this leads us to the final stage of her evolution, where she finally, fully embraces her new identity and masters her own incredible power. You can literally see the change in how she uses her magic. What used to be this hesitant, almost reactive ritual, it becomes a weapon of absolute command. She speaks with total authority, and reality has no choice but to listen. She's not asking the universe to change anymore. She's telling it to.
So what does this all boil down to? It means she no longer needs the audience's applause. She's thrown away her father's old script and is finally writing her own. She's not a reflection or a repetition anymore. She's found her own true sovereign power.
The journey is complete. It's that simple and that powerful. The repetition of her father's legacy has been totally replaced by her own original commanding power. The echo has become the voice.
And that really leaves us with a question to chew on, doesn't it?
Zatanna's journey from being a reflective mirror to a creative voice is such a powerful metaphor for our own lives. It really pushes us to ask, if we stop just echoing the scripts we've all been given, what new realities could we speak into existence?